So thank you for taking the time to watch this training video. This training video is about how to go from $20,000 in damages, claims, chargebacks, rejected loads per month to $0, right? Basically, you're losing $20,000 every month. I mean, it could be anywhere from $10,000, $20,000. How to eliminate those losses and make that zero using picture documentation, right? So my name is Pooja Sankara, and you're going to learn a lot on how to, how much damages, freight claims, chargebacks, rejected loads you have, and how to eliminate all that, right? You're going to learn a lot. So, grab a drink or grab coffee for the next 45 minutes to an hour, and pay attention to everything that I'm going to talk about in this training video. And even if you don't use this app, for whatever reason, you're going to learn a lot, right? You're going to learn a lot. So let's get started. So this training video is about how to go from $20,000, right? That's the loss that you're having today in your warehouse per month in your distribution center in damages, freight claims, chargebacks, rejected loads per month, to make that loss $0 in 1 month using picture documentation, right? That's what we're going to talk about. So the first case study is, we're going to start with, three case studies. So the first case study is how Burner Foods 3PL went from losing $10,000 per month in damages, claims, freight claims, chargebacks, rejected loads, to losing, $0 per month, right? How they eliminated $10,000 per month losses they were having to $0, right? They made their losses $0 per month in damages, freight claims, chargebacks, rejected loads in 1 month. And it's all, they started using it and right away they saw the savings, right? 1 month using picture documentation. And then the second case study we're going to talk about is how Global Industrial went from spending 100K to avoid, dollars spent on damages, freight claims, right, chargebacks, rejected loads, to saving all those dollars in 1 year using picture documentation, right? That's 100K is a lot of money. That's for the entire year. And then case study 3 is how Kenko Construction Products DC, and Kenko is a 3PL. They're running this construction products DC for another manufacturer. So how they went from spending 120K, again, right, that's $10,000 per month on damages, freight claims, chargebacks, rejected loads, to saving all their dollars in 1 year. So the 120K is for 1 year, and that's $10,000 per month, using picture documentation, right? So here, the first case study is 3PL for Burner Foods. So Ryan Bixler is a general manager, and he had this weird problem where his trailers were getting rejected. The loaders were supposedly doing a great job, but for some reason, when the at the destination, when the receiver received it and opened it, it was a mess. So at one point of time, he was so frustrated because 7 trailers were rejected in a week, and Ryan, wanted to find a solution, and then he heard about this tool, and he started using it, and right away he started saving money. See, the problem, and especially with food, right? It's all perishable products, and when you're shipping something and then it gets rejected, it's like a lot of money lost because you have to move the load back. That's all the transportation that you have to spend on that, and then you have to fix the problem. That is extra work that needs to be done, and then again spend on transportation to send it back to the receiver, right, to the destination, assuming they don't reject it again, right? It's all a lot of pain. But after Ryan started using this picture documentation, he had max 1 rejected trailer per week. And he saved a lot of dollars, and anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. And you can watch that 15-minute interview in the YouTube video that I have here. So go ahead and click on that video and watch that video. Ryan talks about his pain and how this picture documentation saved his life, just made his life so much better. So the amount of rejected loads have decreased significantly. We'll have 4 to 6 trailers rejected per week. Now that has gone down to maybe 1 a week. It has been a fantastic tool for us. It's very easy to use. It can save a lot of dollars. We are already looking to upgrade. So that is the testimonial from Ryan Bixler, general manager for Burner Foods 3PL, right? So yeah, please check out the video. It's a 15-minute video. You can learn a lot from his experience, and Ryan talks about his pain and then how this tool changed his life, right? And then this is Global Industrial. This is, again, there is another 15-minute video. This is interview with Greg Wills. He's a senior IT manager that was supporting his warehouse. And these guys knew the power of pictures. So what they did, they were using a 12-year-old PC with an old school scanner camera to take pictures. And this, they've been doing it for 10 to 12 years. And it was such a painful process. There were stations with computers, and there were scanners tied to those stations. So the personnel, right, the loaders will have to pull the product to near the station and then take the pictures and then move it back to the loading dock. So it was a lot of work. So now they started using this picture documentation. Everything is so much easier now. Don't need elaborate infrastructure that they had, all these workstations and all these old school scanners and computers. So now this tool has also reduced their labor by 80 hours per week. That's two full FTEs, two full-time employees. And imagine, right, that alone is at least $50,000, even if not even more, if you take into account all the benefits and everything. So they've been using it more than a year now. When I found this tool, it's a giant relief. I did not have to reinvent the wheel. We saved 80 labor man hours per week by using LoadProof. We started using for outbound shipments first. From the benefits we've seen, we've started using it for inbound as well for returns. You cannot argue with pictures. It's just such a powerful proof. And right, go ahead and click on the video, YouTube video, and watch that video. It's a very detailed testimonial, from Greg Wills. And if you are a IT manager and if you're thinking about or trying to solve this problem, you can learn a lot from Greg's experience, right? So the third case study is Kenko Construction Products DC. So Kenko is a 3PL that's running DCs, are providing labor, basically offering all the logistics services for many big OEMs. So like this, one of this construction product OEM had this problem, and again, right, watch this video. It's a 15-minute video. Luke is sharing his experience on how what the problem was and how this a tool made their life so much better. And when you're a 3PL and running a DC for someone else, right, especially it's a OEM, you're in a tough spot because your customer, who is the OEM, is going to ask you if something goes bad, and that where you're shipping to, that is your customer's customer, they're going to question as well. So basically you're getting banked from both sides. So it's very tricky to be in that place. And when Luke started using this picture documentation tool and then started showing proofs, the conversation became so much easier, because before, what they would do, to preserve the relationship, all right, don't worry about it. We are going to, not charge you for this. We'll treat it as, you cannot, it's technically not their mistake, but in order to preserve the relationship, in order to get future business, they just had to absorb the cost. And that's what they always did. But now, now with this picture documentation, they started taking pictures of the loads that are leaving their facility. Now, actually, Luke recently has started taking videos, right? That's even more powerful, because now you can, show in real time all the different sides of the product, right? That's what they're doing now. And, you can also record audio along with the video, right? That's, any instructions, any specific comments, observations that you want to pass, you can do that as well. So that's what they're doing. So now, being a 3PL, they're able to show, hey, guys, look at this, right? We did our job right. So it's not fair for us to absorb this cost, or it's not fair for us to pay for this chargeback or damages, because we did our job right. And look at this picture. And when the product left our facility, it was perfect, intact. It was perfectly packed. The right number of layers of shrink wrapping was applied, right? All that they have documented. So they're able to have a much better conversation, not only with their OEM customer, but also with the customer's customer, right? That's very important. So damages to the product when it arrived at the DC was too much. After picture documentation, we are able to capture photos both inbound and outbound. Yeah, the other facilities, other cool thing that Luke did, originally they started using it for outbound, and then also they started capturing for inbound. Now they're able to give feedback to the manufacturer, right? The manufacturing plant that's shipping the product to them, and they're able to, hey, you guys have to improve packaging on this corner of the product. You guys have to improve packaging here, improve packaging there. Load it this way. They're able to share a lot of feedback, and thereby, avoiding all the damages and providing much better service to their OEM, as well as also built a much better relationship with the end customer, right? The customer's customer to whom they're shipping. So that's how powerful this has been, especially if you're a 3PL. You gotta, and I'm telling you, I've supported a lot of 3PLs. The margins are very, very low. So even if you lose a little bit, you will, your business could, become a loss-making business pretty fast, that account, right? So that's why it's important to have this. So after picture documentation, we're able to capture photos both in outbound, been using it for more than a year, saving about 5K to 10K per month. If not, it's even more now, considering, they're doing it for inbound as well, right? Considering the number of claims that are rejected now, that's the freight claims, because we are able to show pictures that we did our job right. Just the overall increase, the damages, we are able to catch and show it to the production org, results in these savings. So this is, again, feedback to the manufacturing plant. The number of claims paid has certainly reduced. The app pays for itself 1,000 times over, right? And again, please watch that video. That's a good 15-minute video. And if you're a 3PL manager that's running a warehouse, that'll be very, very useful for you, right? So who is this training for, right? This is for warehouse manager. So warehouse manager that is receiving claims, freight claims, right? Warehouse manager submitting freight claims for somebody else, right? Your carrier messed up. You did everything right, but your carrier messed up and they're not acknowledging for whatever reason, right? Warehouse managers whose loads are getting rejected, right? Warehouse managers whose loads are getting rejected for whatever reason, either by the time the load or the container truck reached the destination, when they opened up, it was all messed up for whatever reason. So warehouse managers using chargebacks due to non-compliance from big retailers. You're a warehouse manager shipping product to all these big retailers: Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, Kohl's, whatnot, Staples, Best Buy, right? All those guys, and you're receiving chargebacks due to non-compliance, even though you did everything perfect. You put the label on the right spot. You used the right size of the box. You did everything correctly. You shipped through the right channel. I mean LTL or parcel or whatever that is, right? And you're still getting chargebacks, right? And chargebacks, they eat up your margin big time, right? Chargebacks in retail can up to be 14% of the invoice, and often it's even a more worse because it's automatic deduction. And what happens is, when there is an automatic deduction, there are multiple people that are tracking this invoice. From a finance perspective, from an accounts receivable perspective, there are people spending time on getting this invoice resolved, and then they're calling you guys on the warehouse, and you're researching and you're wondering, oh my God, what happened and who messed up and where did we drop the ball? So there is a lot of time spent on researching this, right? That's a lot of time. That's like 3-4 people chasing this one thing. So that's another very big benefit with which you can show your retailers, hey guys, look at this, right? We did our job right. You can provide picture proof right there, right? And warehouse managers ship through multi-stop LTL deliveries. LTL is it's a high touch process, right? More number of touches. So that means, nothing wrong with shipping LTL, but when it's going through LTL, you can improve your packaging because it needs to sustain more touches, right? Unless FTL, it's just once you load everything and you seal the door and then you close it, that's it. It goes from point A to point B, and point B somebody's going to open it and then unload it. So it's not too many touches. But if it's LTL, the person is going to stop 1, delivering the pallets from stop 1, and then going to stop 2, delivering the pallets, and then going to stop 3, delivering the pallets. So while he is doing all these deliveries, he's moving those pallets, right? He's rearranging those pallets. He might stack them one above another. He might unstack them. So a lot of touches are happening. So it's important to realize that you got to have extra packaging for your pallet, for your product, for your, if you're shipping appliances, right? You don't want any dings and scratches and, anything to happen, damages, anything to happen to your product when all this is happening, right? So it's very important to know that if it's LTL, you got to do extra packaging, right? And then warehouse managed shipping high value products. This is very important because the high value products are expensive to replace, obviously, right? So you don't want damages happening to those high value products. And even parts, when you're shipping parts, it's even crucial because there is a whole team that's waiting there, and there are big machineries that are waiting there for this part to show up. So there is a lot of money that's being lost while this part is being shipped. So if the part arrives damaged, or if the part does not make it on time, as a warehouse manager, you got to show proof that, hey, I did my job right at the warehouse. We shipped it right. We packed it right. We, put all the right labels so the people at the project site can get the part on time, right? So it's very important to do that. So 3PL warehouse manager, because you don't know who is touching the product you ship, and you have to show your customer you did his job right. And again, right, if sometimes your product may go through cross-dock facilities, right? So that's another thing to keep in mind. And warehouse managers getting blamed for mistakes that are not yours, right? Just because you're shipping the product, it's very easy to, turn around and say, hey guys, you did not do your job right. So, need to document picture proofs to substantiate process improvements. You're an industrial engineer type of person that's constantly looking for opportunities for improvement. And if you're a safety practitioner, right? If you're want to document accident, situations, want to document, any vulnerable, processes that people are performing, that can be used later as a learning moments and things like that, right? So this is, for you, right? A warehouse manager that's going through all this. And then again, right, you want to sleep peacefully at night. You don't want to be like, whenever you receive that claims or freight claims or chargeback email, have that weird uneasy feeling in yourself. Oh my God, what is this about? How much money we're going to lose on this claim, right? Who messed up? Which team member dropped the ball? How did this happen? Oh my God, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. Now you got to go and spend a lot of time, reassign people to, get this research work done on this, find person that was responsible, and then, take appropriate action, do training sessions to make sure this does not happen again, right? Put policies in place. It just a lot of administrative work, right? And you're losing, time instead of focusing all this time and doing this work on the, shipping orders. You're spending all this time on this, so that's not good. But now when you get the same email, you're like, I got this. I got my pictures in LoadProof. I'm going to share those pictures and prove that we did our job right? It's not so if you really think about it, right, it's not your fault. I mean, it's the supply chain has gotten so complex, and just think about, right? Think about, we go to Starbucks and we get a drink, we get a pastry, right? Our favorite pastry. We worked very hard, had a long day, and what, I'm going to go and have my favorite drink, right? If you just think about coffee, it's grown somewhere in South America, and then it's plucked by people there, and then it gets transported to the nearest factory, and there it's getting cleaned up and processed, and then it gets shipped to some another place where it's getting roasted, and then finally it comes to some into the US, and then it goes to the nearest DC, and then from there it goes to the regional DC, and then from there it gets shipped to the different Starbucks stores, and then the barista gets it in Starbucks, and he takes it, grinds it, and then makes that fresh beverage that tastes delicious, right? At the end of the day, after a long day at work, you get that drink. So it's very important to realize that, right? I mean, it's very, very complex. World has gotten so complex, and obviously supply chain has gotten so complex. So a complex world and a complex process, complex all the things that we do demands a good tool, right? Demands a good tool, that you can use to show that, hey, I did my job right? It's not our mistake. You got to do some kind of a CYA. So so you can, as what does every human being want? At the end of the day, we all want to do a great job, and we want to go home with the satisfaction of having done a great job and sleep peacefully at night, right? That's what we want. So you can have that, right? So that's what this tool does, and the same thing for IT manager that's supporting different warehouse systems, right? So your warehouse manager is receiving freight claims, so he is looking to you to provide the best tools for him. So your warehouse manager is receiving chargebacks, right, from retailers due to non-compliance, and looking to you for tools to handle the situation, right? Your warehouse manager is getting chargebacks from retail customers, and that chargeback could be up to 14% of the invoice, right? And they all get automatically deducted. So your warehouse manager is looking for tools to handle that situation, right? Your warehouse manager is shipping through multi-stop LTL deliveries, right? Again, so many touches. So you got to understand that your warehouse manager needs that best tool so he can do his job effectively, right? And you're supporting 3PL warehouse managers, because you don't know who is touching the product you ship. You have to show your customer you did your job right. So your warehouse safety practitioners are looking for a tool from you, right? Again, you're an IT manager that's supporting all these different warehouse processes, and they need to document picture-based proof to substantiate improvements. This is from an industrial engineer perspective. He's looking to you, an IT manager, for a tool, right? And your warehouse manager is getting blamed for mistakes that are not theirs, right? And then process improvement engineers. Industrial engineers are optimizing supply chain networks, right? And again, your warehouse manager shipping high value products. So for all these scenarios, your warehouse managers, the people that work in the warehouse, are looking to you, an IT manager, for a tool like this, right? So what is the key concept, right? We don't realize that the supply chain has gotten very, very complex, and there are way too many operators in each supply chain, right? I mean, if you really think about it, supply chain is a huge community, and there are a lot of people touching the product. I mean, there are a lot of people, so many complicated processes are being done on the product, value added services. There are so many different parties. There are ownership changes, whether it's coming from overseas or whether it's being domestically made. So we don't realize that, right? Very few people realize that the complexities in supply chain, right? And you don't have control over who touches the product you ship. So it's not your fault. I mean, if you sit and wonder, oh my God, I'm not doing my job right, that's not necessarily true, because there are so many operators in supply chain, there are so many people touching, there are so many different processes that are being performed. So don't blame yourself for it, or don't blame your people for it, but instead focus on getting the right tool, right? So it's very important to realize that when you understand the complexity that is associated with the supply chain, then you realize, oh my God, yes, I need indeed a tool to show that we did our job right, right? I mean, that's what the LTL terminals, transportation companies, truckers, lumpers, so many intermediaries. I mean, think about if it's an overseas, it comes through the port, the people moving in the port. It just right, international people, receivers, and the culture is so different. I mean, between just you look at all these containers coming from the Far East, right? It's all floor loaded. Why? Because those guys have very cheap labor, and for them the cube is expensive especially when it comes through the boat and hits the port. Whereas in the US here, if you look at, everything is loaded through the pallet because here labor is expensive. So we always load through the pallet, and it's easy to move the pallet with a forklift, easy to unload load the truck. So we always use a pallet, and often you see on the road there are big trucks, even having a forklift on their back, and sometimes you wonder, oh, this forklift, what happens if the forklift falls down, right? So things like that. So that's a big cultural difference between the shipping that happens, the way the loading happens, between the Far East and the how we do business in the US, right? So the point is that everything is so complex, and you gotta have the right tool, right? So today in supply chain, there are too many people touching the products you ship. So a lot of things could go wrong. So it's important to keep proof. You got to have CYA, man. I mean, it's very, very simple. I mean, when so many people are touching it, it's important to have CYA, to take pictures. So if something goes wrong, you can show that you did your job right with pictures. Because pictures, I mean, even when you submit a freight claim, when you submit, whatever chargeback, issue, or when you're having conversation about this chargeback and defending, saying that, hey, it's not your fault, when you got to prove beyond reasonable doubt. It's very important to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you did your job right, and pictures are the best proof. And I've done so much research on this freight claims, so much research on this chargebacks. Everywhere, the first and foremost thing they request is pictures. Hey, show pictures and prove it to us beyond reasonable doubt. This you did your job right, and then your conversation completely changes, right? So that's what this is, right? There are way too many people touching any product you ship in supply chain today. A lot could go wrong, especially LTLs. LTLs work on a hub and spoke model, right? I mean, you guys know how LTL works, because there are a lot of intermediate LTL terminals that are operating, where sometimes they do cross dock, sometimes they do just move a product from one truck to another truck, and also when the delivery happens, right, they follow a last in first out. So they go to the first stop, drop the pallet, and then rearrange the pallet, right, and then go to the next stop, and then go to the next stop, and then so like that they go stop one, stop two, stop one, deliver, stop two, deliver, stop three, deliver, right, like that. So it's important to realize the number of touches that they're doing. That's why there is even specification for the number of layers of shrink wrapping you have to do in certain cases, LTL versus FTL, right? FTL is point A to point B, that's it. Once you load everything and then seal the door, seal the container, seal the truck, then it goes to point B and it gets open, right? So that's relatively simple. So you have to know what is happening, right? So even I mean, a great example is when Amazon makes a delivery at your house, along with when you go to look at your status of the order, you can see along with the status, you can also see, hey, there is a picture of the product that they dropped off at your doorstep, right? So that is to show that they did their job right, and anything happens after that, it's not their fault. So that's why it's important to do your CYA. Have proof that you did your job right. It's very, very important. So, a quick introduction about me. So my name is Pooja Shankara. I worked for 12 plus years, with Manhattan Associates, and I did my MBA at Georgia Tech. I've got 20 plus years in supply chain. I've helped 30 plus retailers, distributors, 3PL brands implement end-to-end WMS, warehouse management systems. In Manhattan, I did my first four years, spent time learning all the, customizations. That I was part of the profile services team. We would go on site and then, turn on a WMS, support the go live. I mean, even before that, we'll do customizations, make sure, all the client requirements are met, right? And then we'll go live, and then we'll basically, optimize the volume, ramp it up, and then hit the throughput, and then basically work out. So like that, I've done so many warehouse management system deployments. And then I got a chance to do MBA at Georgia Tech, and then part of that MBA program, we came up with this idea and then founded Smart Gladiator. 5+ years in business, bootstrap, positive cash flow. We said, hey, we can develop a great product if we solve this problem really, really well. Customers will pay for it, and that's exactly what happened. And with as part of Smart Gladiator, I'm supporting mission critical operations for billion-dollar retailers, brands, 3PLs, everybody, right? So this is our customer list. I mean, this is just a small, a list of customers. We got more customers like this. I mean, all big names, right? Bosch, Komatsu, Ansier Design, Global Industrial, American Textile. So you guys can, spend some time. Post, Burner Forge, NCR. So we got, Kohler, right? Big names and small names. All kinds of DCs are using our product. So $5 million plus savings. A lot of money saved. I mean, the number is actually much bigger. It's not just 5 million, it's probably somewhere close to 10 million. 5 million plus proofs, 1 million plus loads, 100 plus customers, 2,000 plus users, 100 plus sites. So we have made quite a bit of progress since we started. So we've got many, won many laurels as well. Supply Chain Innovation Award finalist in the 2017 CSCMP competition, innovation competition, and then we have 2018 Great Supply Chain Partner. We're part of the ATDC Georgia Tech Incubator, and I, Georgia Tech alumni. I worked for Manhattan Associates, and we were in 2016 we were picked as one of the top 40 most innovative companies in Georgia, and then we were also chosen to present in Venture Atlanta in 2015. So so here coming back to the concept, pictures are the best proof, right? You cannot argue with pictures because pictures help with resolving issues so much faster. So the best proof, best CYA is pictures. Because when you have conversation with the carriers, when you have conversation with the other party, when supply chain is such a big community, when you have conversation with other party in that community, you got to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you did your job right? So that's why you cannot argue with pictures. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? Even in your first personal life. I mean, if you really think about it, right? Especially after the, after we got all the smartphones, after iPhone was launched and all, we got all the smartphones. Our life has changed so much. Anything and everything, you ask for pictures. Even nowadays, these millennials, when they go to a restaurant, they take pictures of the food that they're given, right? They want to share that with their friends and family and all that. So. So this is the first thing we ask anytime we need proof of something, right? So it's very basic expectation to ask for a picture. Hey, can you take out your smartphone, just snap a picture and text it to me, right? That's a very simple thing, right? If it's an order that's shipped, send me a picture of the shipping label. If it's for a product that's received damage, hey, send me a picture of the product. Hey, send me a picture of the damage. If you go to a great restaurant, hey, send me a picture of that thing that you said it tasted so good. I want to order it next time, right? So you cannot argue with pictures, and pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? So nowadays, with proliferation of smartphones, showing pictures of product you shipped is a very basic expectation. Or else, they're thinking you're hiding something and you're not being transparent. So transparency is very important when you're operating in such a big supply chain community, and long term, you want to work with people, and you want people to trust you, and you want to trust other parties in the supply chain as well. And today, everybody has a smartphone, so it's not too much to ask for a picture of something or anything, especially when there is a conflict or a question. When you don't provide a picture, it looks like you are trying to hide something, right? Transparency. As a matter of fact, people offer to send pictures because not only they want to make it easy, so we all understand, but also offer great customer service, right? That is the reason why Amazon is automatically providing pictures. Also show that they're not hiding anything and they're being very transparent. So try next time, right? Try telling next time, hey, I cannot provide pictures. Then they're going to look at you and think, oh man, you're trying to hide something, right? All I asked was for a picture. Why would this person not give it to me? So lack of transparency is not good, right? So providing picture is a basic expectation in the times we live now. I mean, everything is, if you really think about it, everything is only becoming more digital and digital and digital. So it enables you to be transparent and helps with building credibility. So and so once you have those pictures, those pictures are very important data, right? And those are actually, you part of your enterprise data, enterprise system of record. And because tomorrow if there is a $10,000 damage, right? For some reason, it's a big freight claim, right? At that time, these pictures become very, very valuable because they are vital proof to get that freight claim situation or chargeback situation or damage situation resolved. So they're very, very important data. So when you're capturing such very important data, right? There is no point in keeping that in your smartphone. There's no point in just emailing it to your inbox. There is no point in just storing it in somebody's computer, right? So, when you take pictures of product you ship for an order that's worth a few $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 in value, it's a very important data that belongs to your enterprise. You don't store that data in your personal smartphone or in your inbox. You store that data in a secure place so it never gets lost. You store that data in an easily retrievable place so you can pull it out anytime you need it and share it with anybody that needs it. You store that data with the context associated with it. That's very, very important. So you can relate it to any time and also explain that. Today we've talked about, there are people using digital cameras that are taking pictures, and then after a week or a month they go and look at it. All they see is IMG001, IMG002, DSC001, DSC. They have no idea why they took the pictures, why, what PO number it's for, what sales order number it's for, what customer it is for, right? So it's very important to collect that context associated with that, right? And what you took the picture for, what is the picture associated with, right? So the enterprise system of record has to be stored in a nice way with associated contextual data, and that can be easily retrievable, so you can go back to it anytime. And when there is a $10,000 claim, you can pull it out and then show, hey guys, look at this, we did our job, right? And these are the pictures that was taken on this date, when this PO sales order was shipped, when this pallet was shipped, and look at this, right? Here is a date stamp on it, time stamp on it. Here's the person that took the picture. Here are any comments that we captured, right? So that's what this is, right? That's very important. So let's go ahead and quickly summarize what we learned so far, right? There are way too many people touching the products you ship today. A lot of things could go wrong. So you don't want to be caught red-handed. I mean, you don't want to get the blame if something goes wrong. So it's important to do CYA. You got to have proof that you did your job right. And pictures are the best proof. You cannot argue with pictures. Pictures help with resolving issues so much faster. The best way to do CYA is to take pictures, right? And beyond reasonable doubt. This is very important. Wherever you go and have a conversation, whether it's your carrier or it's a party that you ship to or the party you're receiving from, you got to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you did your job right? And that you can do it only with pictures. So with proliferation of smartphones, pictures of product you shipped is a basic expectation. Not only people expect pictures, but also helps you be transparent, and being transparent helps with upping your credibility. You build trust with the community. You build, a great relationship, right? So the best tool to take such pictures is your smartphone. The pictures you just took are very important data that belong to your enterprise. So you don't want to, store that enterprise data, enterprise system of record in your smartphone inbox, and that picture needs to be tagged with the right contextual data, and it needs to be easily retrievable, and it needs to be in a place that is secure, right? And you got to be able to take it out pretty quickly when you need them, so you're not spending hours and hours wasting time, three people working on it, researching on the problem, and wasting a lot of time just to get your pictures back, right? So how do you do it, right? Option one, you can do it the hard way. That is what today there are many people that are taking pictures using digital camera, right? Walking back and forth. What happens when you use a digital camera? Obviously your memory card gets full, so you have to walk back to your computer, plug it in, copy it in, and then you go back and then take more pictures. And then what happens? There are two people sitting there and adding contextual data to it, right? Copying and pasting that to a Word document, adding the PO number, adding the sales order number, adding the bill of lading number, right? That's a lot of work. So what happens if while you're doing that, there is bottleneck that gets created in the loading docs as well. So that's the hard way, right? You can do that, or you don't have to take pictures. You don't take pictures at all. What happens? You keep paying for freight claims, even though it's not your fault. You keep paying for chargebacks, even though you did everything correctly. You keep getting your load shipments rejected. Keep losing money, right? Or option three, you can use this LoadProof picture documentation app. It costs very little. Silver plan is $50, gold plan is $100, plan is $250. It's very quickly easy to onboard these users. Again, right? This is for warehouse managers, IT managers, supporting warehouse managers with their warehouse systems, right? I mean, again, right, we talked about those three case studies. Those are just not the three case studies. We have done more. I showed you at least 30 plus logos in the list of customers. So we got so many success stories. So here again, Burner Foods 3PL. This is the first case we talked about. Please click on the YouTube video and then watch it. Ryan Bixler has saved a ton of money, and you can see his testimonial. We'll have 4 to 6 trailers rejected per week. Now that's gone down to maybe one a week. It's been a fantastic tool for us. It's very easy to use. It can save a lot of dollars. We're already looking to upgrade. Global Industrial, right? Again, this is from a senior IT manager perspective. If you're an IT manager supporting the warehouse managers, watch this video. Very, very useful. Learn from Greg's experience, and his testimonial is, hey, when I found LoadProof, it's a giant relief. I did not have to reinvent the wheel. Actually, one of the points that he mentioned was, hey, I didn't realize it's going to be so less expensive. That was his point. And they were spending like a lot of money just to building the system. And when they ran into it and said, oh my God, that's it. Oh, this is awesome. And they started using it. It's a giant relief. I did not have to reinvent the wheel. We saved 80 labor man hours per week by using LoadProof. We started using for outbound shipments first. From the benefits you have seen, we have started using it for inbound as well as for returns. And you cannot argue with pictures. You got to prove beyond reasonable doubt, right? Anywhere you're having conversation with your partners in the supply chain community, you got to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you did your job right. So Kenko Construction Products DC, we talked about Luke. Again, there is another 15-minute video. Watch that. It's a great video, and they save a ton of money with this. So here is a testimonial saving about 5K to 10K per month, considering the number of claims that are rejected now, because we are able to show with pictures that we did our job right. Just the overall increase, the damages we're able to catch and show to the production line results in these savings. Number of claims paid is reduced 1,000 times over. And again, right, in a 3PL scenario, think about the trust you won. Think about the relationship that you were able to strengthen, and think about long term your future business and the quality of the relationship. That all not only improves significantly, you're getting more business out of that, right? And it's a very, very powerful tool, sales tool as well for Kenko. As we speak, they're using it. So again, case for another Kenko Pharmaceuticals DC. Again, great experience. Josh Kinney, watch that video, 15-minute video. It's so easy to use, easy to store the pictures with the correct context, so easy to retrieve the pictures, and it saves a lot of dollars for a space of time. It's mainly from the time that they spend on researching this problem. Once this happens, all the conversation, all the loss of trust, all the loss of relationship, right? All that is avoided. Instead, you're shipping orders, getting work done, making money, invoicing customers, instead of having this conversation, having this research doing on the shipment that was shipped like 3 months ago, right? Watch that video. Again, this is another again Kenko Consumer Electronics DC. This is another great video from David Kanaga as well. He talks about how this is helping them. Workflow is so easy, steps are so simple. It's a very simple tool that you can onboard anybody in hours, not even hours, minutes, right? So watch this video again. Stryker, right? These guys they ship this complicated hospital beds, right? Again, watch the video. It's a very powerful video. Both Brandon and Jeremy, they got great feedback. They saved a ton of dollars. This tool helps to quickly and accurately figure out and connect shipments, what's wrong with the shipment, how to streamline processing in the warehouse to reduce man-hour spent. It's also really easy to use. It's a lifesaver. This tool enables the warehouse team to be accountable for all of our efforts. We're able to show through photos how we loaded the pallets. We strive to make sure the items are delivered in the same condition they left the warehouse. LoadProof improves efficiency and reduces cost. Sealed Air, actually this project, the first month they started using it, they saved $20,000. With Sealed Air, and this was a presentation that we did. It's probably like an hour-long presentation, 2 videos we did for the CSCMP Innovation Award competition. So they captured more than 500 pictures first 2 months of deployment. The results were dramatic. Our site saw 95% reduction in customer complaints. Translated from $10,000 costing per month for that one location alone. Solution product transparency everyone's supply chain. I mean, if you watch that video, the savings were huge. Bosch, again, right, Dennis is a great partner and they've been using LoadProof for more than a year now. It's a vital program to operation, prevents us from being responsible to damage to the product after it leaves our warehouse because we can prove that the load was not damaged when it left our warehouse. Post-consumer brands, another great partner. They've been having tremendous success. It helps us with the following: capture damage with incoming loads to DCs from manufacturing plants, or DC to DC transfers, provide feedback as needed, and then also for the outbound load, they are able to show, hey, we secured the load really well. Capture as many loads as we can stage or while being loaded to validate load condition to customer. With these capabilities, we are able to better serve our customers, and these guys ship to retailers. So it's important to do that, or else you'll get a chargeback. And these guys are able to build that relationship by in the retail world, all you have to do is download a PDF and then upload it to the retailer portal, because that's what happens. They automatically deduct your invoice, and then you go to the retail portal and see they have reasons for the deduction. So you have to supply all the pictures with the contextual data so they can look at and approve it. And with this tool, you can very quickly generate a PDF and then just upload it. That's it. It's very fast, and you are instead of spending hours and hours researching this problem, getting the pictures and compiling all this together and then giving it to them, you just within minutes, you just create this PDF and upload it, you're done. You get your money back, right? That's the key. XPO Logistics, again, great feedback. We export a lot of our products through the containers. This tool is easy to document such loads being exported because I can take pictures super fast, upload them to the cloud, and the pictures stay there forever. I can share those pictures to anybody in case of a claim situation, or if there are any questions on the condition of the product when it's loaded. I find this tool very useful for my business. I highly recommend for others as well. The tool is fast, easy, and very user-friendly. Convenient way to track loads, quality issues, and even safety incident for your business. Not only we're up and running in one day, we started seeing value from day one. Right? Again, Method Products. Method Products had an interesting problem. They were thinking they did a great job, and then were not really so. So as soon as Jerry turned this on, the morale in his DC just significantly improved. So those guys, they realized, oh my God, everything is being documented, so I got to do a great job. And they started doing that great job, and then that just significantly improved the quality of the loads that were being shipped, and that improved the relationship with the customer, and just that everything improved long term, right? And same thing again, another XPO Logistics success story. As a general manager for a 3PL warehouse, I just want shipping our products to our customers. I mean, you guys can just read it. So this is another success story. So what are the benefits? Quick and dirty benefits. You'll be able to reject freight claims. You'll be able to reject chargebacks. Right? Your number of rejected loads will significantly reduce, if not would go to zero, like Ryan Bixler, right? He started saving right away a lot of money because of this rejected loads went from 6, 7 per week to just 1 or 0, right? So you'll be able to improve the quality of packing, shrink wrapping, loading work you do. Your people, when they realize, oh my God, everything is being documented, they're going to do a much, much better job. You'll be able to show that you did your job right with pictures to anybody. You'll save a lot of dollars, big savings up to $200,000 per year. $20,000 per month, that's $240,000 per year. So that's a lot of money saved. You will win more customers because your customer SAT rating goes up. Now, your people trust you, right? Your customers trust you. You're able to build much better relationship. You're not worried about, oh my God, who messed up? Where did we drop the ball? I'm going to lose business. I'm going to, absorb this cost because I'm doing business with this OEM, right? You don't have to do that. And you'll improve your customer satisfaction. If you're shipping to retailers on behalf of another OEM and you're a 3PL, you will improve that end customer satisfaction rating as well. So when you get that claims email from someone, when you get that damages email from someone, when you get that rejected loads, you'll not have that uneasy feeling in your stomach. Instead, you'll be like, I got this. I have pictures to show. Right? On top of all that, you'll be able to sleep peacefully. You will never lose the pictures you take. So here are some features. This is how the login screen looks like. You put in your login. Obviously, you will have to set up all this beforehand. So you'll sign up and you will set this up. So you'll log in and then you'll enter the PIN, and that's how you take pictures. And then the contextual data, that's very, very important, right? You'll add a shipment number. I mean, you can set it up however you want, So for example, in this example, we have a shipment number, order number, destination, quality check, have a bill of lading number, or you can just have one basic contextual data, and then you select your category and then basically upload all the pictures. And also this supports an enterprise architecture as well. That means you have a corporate people that are sitting at the corporate level, and then you have multiple networks. You have, let's say, hundreds of distribution centers, right? We got customers that are running 45 distribution centers, more than 10, 15, 20, all those numbers, right? So under network 1, you could have multiple sites. Under network 2, you could have multiple sites. Under network 3, you could have multiple sites, right? All those can be nicely grouped, and you have users at the corporate level, you have users at the network level, you have users at the site level, and within the site level, you can have picture taker user only, picture viewer user only, and both picture taker and picture viewer, right? So here is how it looks like. You can see all these records here, very, very simple. There are many more features, capabilities to it. You can park your loads while you're taking pictures. You want to park your load and get to the next one, right? And you can find your related loads if there is a matching contextual data, right? And you can take videos, right? And as part of the video, you can record instructions, audio commands as well. You can scan barcodes and GPS coordinates you can capture, so that even improves the credibility of the pictures, because now you're saying, hey, this picture was taken at this specific exact GPS coordinate. That means at that location. And you can gather analytics from your pictures, analyze defects at multiple levels, right? Network levels, CAC level. Hey, I'm shipping to this carrier. Am I having too many damages when I ship through this carrier? Or when I, is when it going through from this specific DC, or is this specific product line, right? You can do all kinds of analytics, run analytics on it, and then automatic email alerts for pictures in certain category, right? Flexibility in capture of any, you can change however you want to set this up, and of course there is hierarchy, how you can you can set up your hierarchy as well. And you can easily integrate this with any other supply chain system. You just have to copy the URL and then paste it. And we have got many more. I mean, we are even automating that with robots and all that, right? So we'll do a quick demo. Pull out your smartphone. It could be an Android or iPhone. If it's an Android, go to the Google Play Store and search for LoadProof app. iOS, go to your App Store and then search for LoadProof. You will see LoadProof multi-load. Download that app, and then you can log in with that ID. Choose that Gladiators LLC, and then you'll see a camera, and you can do take pictures, and then basically you can follow the step-by-step instruction, and then you can upload. Then what you do is go to the portal, right? Go to loadproof.com, and then log in with the user demo 100 password, and then you can see everything, right? And you can upload pictures and go and click on that. You can see everything. So any questions that you guys have? These are some of the most frequently asked questions that we get. It takes 15. How long does it take to sign up and set up LoadProof for my site? It takes only 15 minutes. We just need your credit card. We can set you up in 15 minutes. What do I need to get started? You just need your personal smartphone, or you can buy smartphones for your users. You can start with the Samsung S5 from Amazon for $100, S6, S7 for $150, and start using that. What are the smartphones supported? It's all in our website. We support all the way from Samsung Galaxy S5 till Samsung Galaxy S10. We also support Apple devices. We don't support iPod. We support all the iPhones. So go to our website and look at the devices that are supported and buy the ones. I mean, we always recommend Android because Android works much better for enterprises. It's just so easy to set it up for your enterprise, whereas iPhone comes with a lot of restrictions. But if you already have adapted iPhone or iPad or using it, that's fine. We can support it. But if you're buying new devices, our recommendation is to get Android device. Both iOS and Android are supported. Can I use my tablet take videos? Yes, absolutely. You can use both iPad and Samsung tablet. So the call to action is, hey, sign up today, and start saving, right? Start saving on your chargebacks, freight claims. It's a simplified, streamlined process once everything is implemented, and duplicate work that people from your multiple departments are doing can be eliminated. And we can only do 20 appointments in this batch, so call us as soon as possible to get on the calendar. Book an appointment in our calendar by clicking the link below. And if you wait, right, the prices are going to go up. We can only take 20 calls per batch. So again, right, it's a LoadProof app. Sign up today. The prices are low for now. It will go up. So sign up soon to lock in the lower prices. We can only do 20 appointments in this batch. So call us as soon as possible to get on the calendar. Book an appointment in our calendar by clicking the link below. Why is the pricing low? It's an introductory price. We want to, We are motivated to sign up as many customers as possible. So sign up today and take advantage of the low rates. So that's it, people. Thank you for taking the time to watch this training session. Hopefully this is helpful, and we can save you a ton of money, and we're already doing it for many of our customers. And please, yeah, take advantage of the tool. Right? Thank you.